Good morning, beautiful human. Thanks for clicking on this video. Welcome back to the struggle. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rose. You're watching my fitness struggle journey. Today is day 17, I think. Is it day 17? No, it's day 18 of this struggle journey, round 3 of 75 hard. It's Sunday and Legacy is closed today. Thank you, Jesus. And I just wanted to do something light. Today's off to a great start. Woke up at 6, got a lot of work done around the house. I'm about to start my workout now before I get breakfast going. Today I'm gonna hop on my spin bike. I went and dusted it off or whatever. So I'm gonna hop on my spin bike for about 35 minutes. And I'm gonna take the rest of the time, 10-15 minutes, to do a little stretch session. And that's gonna be my first workout for the day. And then later on in the afternoon, when the sun is cool and all, I'll go for a bike/walk ride. And that's what today's looking like. And hopefully I can do something with this. But yeah, let's make it happen. Okay guys, so workout officially done. I actually worked a little harder than I wanted to, but I broke a sweat, and so we're good to go on to breakfast, selfie, and hair washing, and I'll see you when all that's done. This is what I use for my hair. Don't shrink. So you'll see me in 5, 4, 3, 2. Y'all, this is probably gonna last 2 days. Okay, I'm probably gonna sweat this out first thing tomorrow morning, but I'm gonna be cute for the 6, 7, 8 hours, however long I have to today. So that's it. I'm gonna go about my day now. I think, I'm gonna do some meal planning, and I'll take you guys with me on that. So I'm gonna hit on my office chair for that one. I had some really large meals today and snacks as protein, starting with some leftover from last night of just salmon, rice, and broccoli. Then I had some flank steak that Pat prepared. It was a bit on the chewy side, but then I went ahead and had 2 whole eggs and a pineapple. Then I realized, man, I really didn't eat any fruits today, but what are you going to do about that? Then I finished off the night with some Japanese sweet potato, chicken thighs, and broccoli. Y'all, when I tell you my protein servings were huge, there was definitely a lot of snacking in between because I couldn't possibly finish each meal. But goals were met. Hey guys, so it's the end of the day. My hair is still not dry, so that means in the morning it's not going to give me anything, but I took my time on it. This was not a proper wash or anything like that. I need to go to Belen, get a trim and all that good stuff, but whatever. It's going to be like a little defined fro for the week, and I'm cool with that. We'll see what it looks like in the morning. But I know I said, I was looking back at the footage, I was supposed to take you guys with me to my meal planning. See, what had happened was, okay, so brief synopsis, and then maybe later I'll talk about it. I know I told you guys I went to a nutrition seminar last Saturday, and then so the entire week I was supposed to implement the notes that we took from the seminar, right? And then so on this past Saturday, I told you guys when I pulled up, Jay was like, "Hey girl, what's my homework?" So I gave her my homework, which was basically to track what we ate, and then she gave us feedback. She took the time to look at what we gave her, me specifically and the other people too, but she took the time to look what I gave her. And do you know this lady took her time, which I told you guys, what book were we reading? I forgot what book we were reading, but I know we talked about it, time being your most valuable asset. She took her time, and I thank her so much from the bottom of my heart, and wrote notes on just about anything and everything that had to be written notes on. I'm gonna put like a little screenshot for you guys. She sent me a page of notes with just questions and things that I didn't even think about to consider. So now I'm looking at my meals like, oh, we have some improvement to do, y'all. We have some serious improvement to do. And because of the care and time that she took, I keep saying she, did I mention who she is? Jay from Legacy, the gym that I'm going to currently. She took the time to write the notes. So because she took the time, what I want to do this week is take the same time and put the care into what I'm eating and the notes that I had to turn into her on Saturday. So every week we create a meal plan. We write out what actually happened, how we felt about what we ate, the quantities we ate, and when we turn it in and get, she evaluates it and she gives it back to us with feedback. I did not know I was signing up for that. That is a definitely amazing bonus that I wasn't even expecting. And I'm so thankful that's where we're at. So if it comes to it and I have to change my macros, so be it. If I don't have to follow macros anymore, so be it too. Because the way we're eating now is, the main idea is, and I think, well, I've mentioned something similar to this, but I don't know. Half of your plate should be vegetables or leafy greens, and that's a vegetable. Leafy greens and crunchy veggies. And then a quarter of the plate should be like grains and carbs, we'll call them. And then the other quarter should be protein. So I'm working on that for her. And so today when I went to make my meal plan, and I know I told you guys I was going to take you with me. And I mean, I'll still show you what I came up with, but excuse me. When I went to create my meals, I was taking a look at her notes and trying to match the things that she wanted me to hit. And it took a little bit longer than anticipated, but that's because I was trying to be all extra and get all creative and things like that. Right now, what I'm going to do instead is keep it basic. And what that's going to entail is for the first 3 days of the week, I'm just going to eat the same thing. I'm just going to eat the same thing. So I have my proteins mixed in, my carbs, and my veggies. I have that all set and all lined up. I've already put into my fitness pal to meet my macros. So I'm eating 5 meals a day, and proteins from 30 to the highest protein meal I have is like 45 grams, but they're anywhere from 30 to 45 grams, right? So, and my carbs in it. The other thing that I'm doing is something that I've consistently say on this channel that I don't do, which is to track my veggies, log my veggies in. So I'm doing that simply because I want to have as accurate of data. Yeah, I want to have my data to be as accurate as possible. And so for that to reflect, I'm going to have to log in my veggies and things like that. But one thing I'm learning, even with logging veggies, because I told you guys, the calories in vegetables are not the calories that's going to make you fat. They're not the calories that's the reason that I'm overweight. Let me not say you. They're not the reason that I'm overweight. I know that for a fact. And I can't say this over. I keep saying this over and over again. I'm overweight because I love to eat, or not as much anymore. I still love them, but I just cut back on them. You know, plain rice, salami, pizza, burger, fries, all that unhealthy stuff is how I got here. So I know for a fact vegetables are not going to take me back to where I started back in June. I know that, and that still holds to be true. But like I say, I'm logging them just because I need to have XYZ of what I'm putting in. So yes, vegetables have calories, etc., etc. But I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. That is not why I got fat. All right. So now that we're on the same page. So yeah, first 3 days are going to be the same meals, same macros. I'm just being more hyper aware now. Last week was a focus on veggies. So this week we're focusing on veggies and sodium content. Sodium is not something that I pay attention to at all. And I'm thinking like, because I cook with salt, but not as much as I used to. It's not like I'm pouring salt all over every single meal that I eat. In fact, think about it. I really add salt to like my when I make popcorn. I like a salty popcorn. And then if I make something sweet, like if I make oats or something like that, I'll throw in some salt. I don't know why, I just like it. But for the most part, I'm working on cutting salt. So this week I'm not going to touch the salt at all. Yeah, I'm going to say that. I'm not going to touch the salt at all. I just want to see something. I just want to see what happens. So I'm not going to touch the salt at all. I'm going to probably hide it in a cupboard I can easily reach. So when I say salt, I'm talking about like that, you know, salt. I am going to use seasoning, not like salt-free seasoning, but they don't have so much sodium that it's like my entire daily intake for the day. I'm going to continue to use my onion salt, slap your mama seasoning, unless Jay says otherwise, and my lemon juices and things like that. So that's what I'll use. That's basically it on the screen, but also to, you know, as the week goes on, you'll see what I eat, so you'll see what I plan. I did go get some groceries today at BJ's. My day, I'm going off on a tangent, but my day today is like any other Sunday, y'all. It's YOLO kind of Sunday. I need more structure on my Sundays. And before you know it, the day's over and I'm behind on this, I'm behind on that. Today was no different, but I am a little bit better than any other Sunday. All my meals are done. I'm recording this clip and then I'm going to take myself to bed. I did do a walk today for my second workout. Met up with Dee and Jason. Shout out to them for keeping me accountable. And we went for a walk. So that was cool. And then after that, I went to BJ's. Now, in going to BJ's, I had a grocery list. Yes, y'all, I had a grocery list. If anything there's to know about me, I typically don't take lists to the grocery stores. I just go in. And I'm like, you know what? This looks like a good idea for dinner. This looks like a great idea. And then that's basically how it went. But I made a grocery list, which is something that Jay had us do last week. But the last week I had like just bought groceries, so I didn't go shopping. But this week I needed groceries, so I did the meal plan, figured out what I needed, and then I went to BJ's for groceries. And that's how I learned that Sunday nights at BJ's is not where it's at. Most of the stuff were not in stock, so I had to swap a few things out simply because I don't want to go back to BJ's. So I picked up some water, some chicken, ground turkey, eggs, mixed greens. And yeah, if you want to see what a full day at BJ's looks like, one of my very first videos was a grocery haul, and I want to say 8 times out of 10 when I restocked at BJ's, that's everything that I get. So tomorrow is Monday. It's MLK Day. You're watching this video way later, I know for a fact, because my name is Rose and procrastination is my name. Anyways, so because tomorrow I'm off, I am going to go to Trader Joe's and Publix in the morning to get the stuff that I couldn't pick up at BJ's, or just things that I got left off on. And that's where we're at. That's pretty much the day in a nutshell. Yeah. Oh, and then the other thing I spent my time doing today was the feedback that Jay gave me. She had some questions for me, so I just kind of replied to those, or created a little document that I'm going to send to her to reply with. And I think I'll share it with you guys as well, show you what I typically eat, like some of my favorite sauces, spices, etc. I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah. That was the day. Now, let's get to the reading, shall we? Now, for the reading today, we're reading Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, in case you're new here. Been reading that for the past 18 days now, and it's a really good read. Today was all about if I can say the word, visualization and gratitude. So, in the first part, and both of them were very easy read. The first part, which was visualization, you know, to visualize. Jay mentions that, you know, maybe I should refer to him as Shetty, and then Jay from the gym will be Jay. Shetty refers to visualization in this way possible. And when he said that, it just made sense in my head. So this phone that I'm using, this ring light that I'm using, this chair I'm sitting on, these pants I'm wearing, the gel I use for my hair, you name it. You look around your house, pretty much anything that was made by a man was started out as a visualization. It started out as, it was conceived in the mind, right? Most of the things you see, just about everything you see that was man-made was conceived in the mind. And the idea here is the mind is a powerful thing. Visualization itself is a powerful thing. When you visualize something, he says your brain doesn't really know that you're just visualizing it and it's not real. So to your brain, it's real. And I believe we talked about this. The books are all starting to jumble up in my head, but we talked about this before as well. When you visualize it, it is as if it was real. Your brain releases dopamine when you think of, oh wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Yes, when you visualize this is real, your brain doesn't know the difference. So visualization is important. If you want to visualize yourself in a fancy home, go ahead and start doing that. Start manifesting that into the universe. Start seeing yourself there. Oh, and think like a mug. In the book, You're a Bad A Snakes by Jen Sincero. That's one of the things we did. That was the last thing we did. In fact, at least we're supposed to. We're supposed to write a letter depicting our best self as we see ourselves in the future, living our life, visualizing it as if it was real in the present tense. So if you've never visualized before, try it. And I think I'm going to start trying it too. There's some things I want to visualize in my life and put in place. I'm starting the year off great, and I'll show you guys hopefully later this week why that is so. Anyways, and then the second topic for today's reading was about gratitude. Since we started this year, and I know when we were doing the Sincero book that we talked about gratitude as well, and I was on and off. Every now and then I'd write, and I would always think it. But this time around, I got a little book. I think I showed it to you guys about 17 days ago, but I got a little book. And all I do every day, it's dated for me already. And all I do every day is open it and I write down at least one or two things that I'm grateful for that particular day. And then I've also been putting to-do lists on there, but between you and me, ain't none of those things been done. Every night I put what I'm grateful for, and then I do my to-do list because one thing Jay mentioned, and also to reading the Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, one of the things was to write your to-do list before you go to bed. That way, if you're anything like me, your brain's not racing, think about what it's going to do the next day. So yeah, I've been putting what I'm grateful for in my to-do list, but the thing about the to-do list is I rarely get to it. So there's that. But Shetty says that research has shown that just a simple act of saying what you're grateful for releases dopamine. It encourages you to stay in the positive, and it encourages you not to take little things for granted. Something as simple as waking up every morning and just saying thank you to whoever you believe in, and just being grateful for that, or just right as you get into the bed, just being grateful for the fact that you have a bed, being grateful you have a jacket, being grateful that you have a thermometer that you can, turn to heat when it's cold outside, turn to cold when it's hot outside, and just having options on things to eat, or not even just having options, but just having something to eat in general. Because when you sit and really think about it, there are genuinely people out there who do not have a home to sleep in, or if they have a home, they might not have a bed that's theirs to sleep in. Or if they have a bed, they might not have covers. They might not have anything but just the clothes on their back. They don't have food. And if they have food, they don't necessarily have options. And things like an education. Some people can't afford an education. And then some people can afford an education, but there's obstacles. And, many things like that you don't stop and think about. Like the one day you wake up and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, I had the worst day possible. Today was just horrible. Like, why did it have to be me? And et cetera, et cetera. Just think about it. You woke up that day. That's a blessing right there. You were able to brush your teeth. That's a blessing right there. You had running water, most likely. That's a blessing right there. You had something to put on your back. That's a blessing right there. You had soap to wash your body. That's a blessing right there. Yes, those are little things, but that's the whole point. You should be grateful for those tiny little things, those everyday things that we take for granted, that you don't stop and think about, oh, okay, that's important. That's something to be grateful for. Yeah, so, wow, I gotta like talk about that. So just be grateful. Find the joy in the everyday life. Acknowledge the hardships, but don't sleep on those little things that make today worthwhile. So yeah, that's what we're going to end today with. Be grateful and visualize the life that you want. Until I see you next time, make good choices. I'm about to be in bed. I don't even think it's 9 o'clock yet. Well, it's probably 9 o'clock. It's not 9:30 yet. And tomorrow morning, we're about to go and continue in this grind. Until I see you again, make good choices. Good night.